Y'all, I am sorry. I have not been actively on here. I mean, I was on here a little bit, but not like my normal and all that. It's kind of been a little bit hectic this week because I have um I have been sick with a cold all week and I'm still getting over it a little bit right now. Like my throat's my throat's been hurting, my voice has been dropping. I've been coughing back and forth, sneezing, all the things that a cold can do. I'm still not really feeling that. I'm still not in best condition, but when you're sick with a cold, it takes time to even get better from it. So, like today, I still have a low voice still. My throat isn't really directly hurting as bad as it was, but I still, but I also, on top of that, still do have a cough and all that. So at this point, it's just hoping that this can stabilize soon and all that. And yeah, but anyway, enough of me for a second. Um, if you're new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber or a moderator of mine, welcome back. Um, Currently, we're just hanging out. So I thought I would come on here for a bit and catch up with y'all for a little, especially since I don't really have to be up early for anything until next week. And y'all, I even took work off this week as well. I literally called in sick both of the days I worked this week. And get this, y'all, this is like the first time I've ever had a call out sick ever within the first month that I've been working. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty impressive. That this has been like the only time I've literally have called out directly from work and just tell them, hey, I can't make it into work today and all that. And luckily, they were really understandable, like I know they would be, because most of my coworkers I've slowly am getting to know, but also have met so far, are pretty chill and not direct like you think some would be, you know. Um, but also, um, yeah, because, um, yeah, because the thing is, you want to have coworkers who understand you, especially if you have to call out sick, being like, hey, I can't make it, kind of a deal. You don't want them going, oh, come in anyway. Y'all, who wants to do that? Not me. Because your gut will know instantly and all that. And so, um, hey there, Brian. I see you're new here, and to answer your statement, though, I actually have lazy eye. So this eye always tends to look, sorry, I might switch, but it always tends to look like that. So don't be too alarmed by it. And actually, this goes for anybody that's new to me. Um, a little bit of a fun fact about me is I have lazy eye, and that just means one of your eyes does not look straight than the other one does. So for me, it's my right eye. Sometimes it'll look like my left because sometimes my eye can twitch. Sometimes. And um, yeah. So for any time that any one of y'all comes into a live and ever if you ever wonder that and all that, that's why. So don't be alarmed, be like, oh, Does she not realize that her eyes not looking the correct way? Kind of video. My back. And all that. Yeah, so don't be alarmed. Oh my god. Sorry, my back. Cook. Ow. I swear, my back. I swear. I'm only 20. Over here. I mean, yeah, and I mean, and for someone like me who's also been diagnosed with scoliosis at age, I think 14, at 14 or 13 years old, and all that, um, you know, and okay, you know what? It is just me in this dang chat right now. So, Gigi, if I were you, I would not try to repeat the same phrase. Because, I don't want to I don't want to have to play victim on somebody and kick you out myself because that, you know, you know what? You know what? I'm doing it. I don't even have the patience for half of the people right now. So, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Y'all, that's what we have to do here for not just their safety, but for ours too, because y'all are my first priority, most and foremost. But also, I do not tolerate negativity or disrespect on my channel or even my lives. So if a person's gonna come in here and act like a jerk or they don't know how to act age appropriate, they can exit immediately or me or a mod will kick you out. Because, I don't want, it's good to be surrounded and have a positive community of people that know what they're talking about. And, because y'all, who wants to hear negativity back talking? Not me. And I mean, us adults get it. Let me say this. Some of us are adults, some of us are teens in here. So you might want, even you also might want to be careful for, not saying for those of you in here, but, a person can pop in here at any point. Like, literally, how Gigi just popped in and start literally saying stuff, you know. And, and like I said, I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't. And I'm adult. Y'all, I'm 20. You may look at me and think I'm way below 20, but nope. I mean, hey, your age does not care about appearance. You don't have to go, oh, you don't look like you're 20, you look like you're 15, And y'all, everyone at different age points don't always, they don't have to always look the exact age. Um, like for example, you can say that, actually, I can say, for example, um, that for a little bit, my boyfriend was looking like he was a freshman because for reference, he has a beard and everything. And for also a fun fact, he's my exact age, 20. Like he just turned 20 a month ago. About almost 2 months ago, soon. Oh, my back. Ugh, I swear my scoliosis is doing it. But, oh my god. Ugh, good grief. Sorry on my dang back. Ugh. I swear, I don't know if it's my scoliosis or what. Because even though I did learn that, it can worsen a little bit into your adulthood. I really do not know. And even earlier, I think I might have felt maybe a shift in my curve. I don't know. I could be imagining things. But, yeah. Yeah. And, it's just what you gotta do sometimes. And what y'all with scoliosis, that's one thing. But when it's a whole other medical issue, okay. Again, It's a different context. Different piece of context. Ew. Hang on. So I was pulling it. Ugh. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I was getting my chair just to kind of get something sturdy for a second. Cause, yep. Good God. Yeah, I'm only 20. You know. Yeah. And hey there, King, I'm gonna say that just so I'm not mispronouncing names here for a second. I did notice that you were in here. I just, wasn't reading my name chat. Hey there, David. I see you're new here. And Jamie, I see you're new here too. So good, most of you so far I can see that y'all are new here, so welcome. Y'all be sure to be tapping above and down here, aka hit the subscribe button plus notification bell and set that to all notifications so you get all updates. Not just when I go live, but also when I post content on here. And even maybe content that you might not want to miss. Because, you never know when something crazy comes out. So it's always good to know firsthand. And, all that. And so, but yeah. Good grief, y'all. That's what you do. But yeah. That's probably not read yet. And also, I will say this about me. I am one of those people that will read my comments head to toe, even if it has to take me like 15 to 10 minutes or even 20 sometimes, And so I'm some of them who will, like, head to toe read my dang comment section. So if there's ever points in this life where I'm having to take longer than like 20 as I'm going through the comments, that might be why sometimes. But I mean, I also go back and forth where to where I literally go from talking to you guys like normal and then read my comments and then go back to it, because it's like a pattern where I go talk for a good few, read my comment section. This way y'all know I am paying attention toward my comments and I'm not some of the typical people on here that don't pay attention. I mean, some people do, but there's some people that don't. And it's like, oh, someone came in here, didn't notice that. Kind of a deal, and they just kept talking. So with me, I'm like both, where I talk for a good chunk, and then after that, I will come in here and read my comment section, like I would, and then go back to what I was doing, and then of course interact with you guys, because y'all, that's my job here, is to interact with you guys, ask questions, y'all ask me questions. I mean, we all ask each other something, and just get to know each other slowly and all that, because that's how you build a community, is by getting to know each other. And it doesn't have to be wild or anything. It can just be saying hi to somebody in the chat, and you don't, it doesn't have to be massively extreme. It can just be, hey, so and so, and then they can reply back to you, and then even some y'all with me. Like, I respond to y'all really well, because that's what I do for a living. Well, not for a living, but as like a side hustle job, which I've got a job on top of my content, but I just do this as like a hobby, and it's good to have something, to do in between, especially when you're a young adult like me, and you've got, oh, here we go with the spam chats. This is just me. That's great. Anyway. Oh my god, you know what? I'm doing it because I'm not, you know what? I'm playing Victim today. Alright, now. And again, I'm playing it. Like, there might be points where I slide it and then wait and see if a dang mod of mine pops up. But sometimes it'll get to the point where I don't want to. And let me just say this for anyone that's new here. Y'all would not want to see me when, because the thing is, of course, I'm some people who, whenever I read a hate comment, I'm not the one who really cries over a response. Really. I just, I act like I just read something in gibberish. That's the best analogy I do. And that's how I managed to deal with hate comments. As a 20-year-old woman over here. And, it ain't my first rodeo. I'll say it that way. AK saying that in a country way. Because for anyone, it ain't their first rodeo. Or it is their first rodeo. And they're learning. For me here, it ain't my first rodeo. Nuh-uh. It ain't not my first rodeo. And even I can be sounding like crap right now, but that's just because, a call can do its job. But it takes time for it to slowly and all that. Like, it isn't too bad now, but, it takes time. Let's go 4 people in the chat. 6. Oh, and that just doubled. As I just said that. Welcome for those of you who are just joining. I hope. Oh, and it went down to 3. Numbers will flicker in here a lot. So, I hope everybody is doing well today as well. On top of just, daily life. Like we all live today, which, and that's what we do. But right now we're just relaxing, chilling, hanging out. So y'all can ask questions, y'all can say hey to one another or myself. Or just talk, It's a hangout life. So we just hang out for a while and just have fun with each other. Because, life is crazy. Because, for some of us adults in here, but also for some of us teens in here, it gets crazy as it is. Like an example, for some of us teens, it's preparing for us to get ready for the school year. And then for us adults, it's trying to figure out work life, it's trying to figure out bills, it's trying to figure out scheduling, it's trying to figure out when to have things turned in. All the crazy shenanigans as adults, and even for young adults like myself, it's like you're still learning the ropes to things, and you're still trying to understand, okay, how does stuff like this work? And even you're learning little things too, even like you're working a job too. And for some of you, if you're like me, and let's say you are one of those that actually got your first job at 20 or even in your early 20s, like me, and then you're still learning the ropes to, okay, this is how this is done, this is what to do in this situation, and and it's learning points for me, because it took me 4 years just to have a job, at least for now, getting safe, at least being stickable. Because, yeah, hey there, Tia, that's a cool name. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually a pretty cool name. There, how are you doing? And to answer your question, no, my name is Maddie, but my name on here is Sunset Queen as well. But, yeah, like, and y'all, getting a job these days for like anywhere, it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing you can think of, because it takes time, because management really has to really look at you and go, would I even hire this person? Would he or she be good from what they're saying, and it's just checking all the check boxes and checkpoints, making sure, do I like what I see? Do I like responses? Do I like how they interact towards me? Are they going to be a safe option to go with? Because let's say if management goes, okay, you're hired, and let's say later on they turn out to not do great, and that takes time to, yeah, and y'all should have seen me from age 16 to now, because, when I was a 16-year-old, like any of us would, I was applying to places and seeing, okay, who's gonna possibly call and say, okay, you're coming in. It didn't take me till I was 18 for at least an interview callback. And crazy was so for reference, when I was 18, I got a callback for an interview at this grocery store out here called Spring Market. It's a small grocery store. It's kind of like what's a good description? It's kind of like Sprouts or like a smaller Walmart kind of style, but instead it's just a different name of a grocery store and all that. And so when into that, I felt like it went well, but then of course management and they're not gonna go, okay, nope, next. And so of course I get ghosted for not being aware of all things, because that's what management does these days. Um, and so, um, yeah, so yeah, apparently that didn't work out for me. Then when I was 19, so about a year ago, one day, I don't know what day it was exactly. Oh my god, this person, I'm not, okay, you know what? People, I'm not dealing with hate comments today. That ain't my job today. So, you're gonna get out, because I am not doing it. I really am. Y'all are gonna mess my limit. Anyway, back to what I was saying before that just got interrupted. Um, but what was that? Oh yeah. And so, yeah, so when I was 19, I forgot what day it was exactly, but it was one day though when I was 19. And I think it was again during summer timeline. One of my neighbors, I think she came over and told me that, I think she was doing something, but then she came up also and told me that, um, a good place, and she gave me job, a good job idea to look at and apply to and see, because because I guess her husband, knows the manager for, um, this one place out here, which was Cinemark, and there's multiple Cinemark locations in any area in any state. And so out here, at least, in like a good maybe a few minutes down the road. Um, and so what I did was I went online, did the job, did the exact rundown, and I don't remember if it was the next day or if it was a couple days until I found out that I got an email saying that I once again was going through the interviewing process, and I got the exact same excitement back. And I was like, okay, Nate. I'm like, okay, let's just hope this sticks out. Let's just hope this sticks, because I need answers. Because, ugh. And so, and then I think I went in the day after. I think I went in the day after that, I think. And, I think that one was for like, I forgot what time that was at. I think it was like 1. I think it was 1 or 2. I can't remember. But I know it was in the afternoon portion that I do know of. It's 1, 2, or 3, I think. Or 4. Anywhere between maybe hours of 1 and 4 timeline, but not an exact statement, like sure. but it's within that window, at least in the afternoon. And so, yeah, so go in, do what I would do, and answer. And for me, of course, my brain, I felt like, in my thoughts, I thought it went well. And she was like, it might be a couple weeks to a month before we know for sure on the next steps if I'm going to be going through or not. And y'all, little did I know, the next day was when I got emailed. And of course, unfortunately, I did not go through at 19, which sucked. And y'all, I really was hoping something at this point because, get this, like I said before, it took me, y'all, literally from 16 to now, aka when I'm 20, almost 21, and all that. And so, yeah, it was very, very crazy. And so, um, yeah, it's pretty crazy and all that. And then after that, I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm gonna get help because I can't do this no more on my own. Because I've done all the things. I've waited to see if any other place would say something to me from 16 to 19, and from those years, they were saying nothing to my face of, hey, you're getting the job, or hey, we'll look through and we'll let you know. And it was more like mixed communication to me, I feel like. And I don't know what it was. And I just felt like I kept hitting a dead end every single time for 4 years until thankfully I said to myself after that interview, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get help and see because I can't do this no more. And I'm thankful in my state they have Texas workforce commissions, and they help people with learning disabilities get jobs, and they help um, they basically help out and let these coworkers from a certain place know and give them the hands down and say, hey, this person has the potential y'all are doing, but he or she might have to learn it a lot more in a different method to what y'all are used to. So, hey, it might have to be that maybe you might have to explain it to this person in like smaller words or demonstrate it because one thing about me is I am a demonstrative slash visual learner. So for me, if y'all were trying to ask me like a question that I couldn't get, y'all can just be like, in other words, say like an easier question that goes along with the same question. So I'd be like, oh, okay, this is what my answer is. So it's kind of like asking me, something tricky. It's kind of like asking me, hey, what is my um favorite subject back in school? Meaning, what was my favorite class I liked? And let's say I told you guys that I liked art, for example, and y'all can see what I mean by that. And that's one of my ways I learn a bunch too. And also, who else do I see in my comment section? Um, let's see here. Trent, I can tell you're new here. And first of all, I am not Down syndrome. Actually, I don't have Down syndrome. I actually have epilepsy. And I'll get into that here in a minute. And I'm not going to listen to the hate. I really ain't. I'm not. Because it's just me who's having to literally play victim to a bunch of you. And I'm not going to tolerate it. Let me just angle my camera though. And for some of you that are new to me and don't know what that is, epilepsy is a narrow brain disorder where all of the electrical where the electrical system in the brain malfunctions. It's kind of like, I've said this before for returning people here, but for new subscribers, it's kind of like fixing a light switch in anything electrical, where you connect wiring to positive, negative to negative, and making sure it's in the right layout. It's the same thing, but let's say in the brain does all that, but let's say it causes it to malfunction. And so for me, in my case, what that does to me is my brain starts to malfunction and it causes me to have seizures. And different there's different kinds of seizures, like absent seizure where you blank out for a bit and come back. There's myoclonic seizures. There's so many name category seizures, but the category seizure name I have is what they would call I'm finally now learning. I'm actually finally just now knowing how to pronounce it too. So that's kind of a first for me. But I have what's called as I say that, I'm having a brain fart. Give me a minute. What was it? Oh, give me a minute. I need. Oh, hang on. I'll come back to it in a minute. But anyway, but I basically have what's called but basically for me though, my but the seizures I have are called what basically they would call petit mal seizures. So it's kind of like what some of the other ones do, but have a lot more. I'm still trying, even though that's the name of them that I do have, but I also, of course, do get febrile seizures too, like any of us would, and that's a classic for anybody. Unlike petit mal seizures, that's an epileptic side for me. And so, yeah, so I basically get what are called petit mal seizures. And let me just say this to you guys, I am blessed and thankful to say it's been since like 2022. So for me, it's basically been since like the sophomore year of high school since I've had a seizure. Praise God to that. Anyway, um, and all that. Hey there, Alexander. I see that. I think you're new here. Welcome. Anywho, sorry, babe. Crazy things happening. Um, yes, it is. It's incredible, Alexander. Like, yeah, like it's been 4 years. Like, yeah, it's for me. Yeah, it's basically been like 4 years now, which is crazy. And y'all, here's what's crazy. Here's what's kind of chaotically crazy to think about. At that time, I actually was dating another person, which was my ex at that time. And get this, my now person I'm now dating also. I still get this now in my head, just now thinking about it. My now forever partner, current forever partner, he also kind of witnessed it too a little bit because he was in the same class as me when it happened. They both were. I think both of these boys were in, and if you guys were wondering, we're in school because I was in school when it happened to me. And I was in my third period English class when it happened to me and all that. Yeah. So the fact that two of these guys I've dated were in the same room when it happened, and my ex was next to me because we were dating at that time, and I don't know where my now person was sitting. I don't remember where he was sitting in the room at that time, but he was, I think, maybe a good maybe rows behind me. I don't even remember. It's been a good while since high school years, and that's just crazy, y'all, to think about that the two men I've dated have witnessed it a little bit, but also been. I mean, I really don't think my now person. I mean, he kind of did, but at the same time though, like it's kind of crazy. I just now think that in my head. It's like he did not expect. Like I didn't expect that. Like I, the way to word it, y'all, is like he did not expect that he was gonna end up liking the girl from the seizure incident in sophomore year, aka in grade 10. And even I remembered him telling me, uh, I think it was a year ago or so, one time. Because one time I remembered he and I were on the phone like normal once, and he told me that apparently, I guess he had a crush on me since that timeline, but just hadn't admitted it. And I didn't even notice that he had feelings or even the start of them for me right then, which was crazy. And little do y'all know, we've been dating since senior year, which was since late 2023 going into 2024, which that was class of 2024 for those of you wondering. So it's been 2 years. That's and y'all and like 50. I need to go back. I think I said I need to look back at my text because I told him a countdown of how many days until our anniversary it was. I think it was like 50. I need to go back. I think it was like, I think 53 more days or something like that. I need to go back and see. But I'll have to go back in a minute and look. But we're only like a month away until we hit 3 years that we've been together. And yo, let me say this. He's been nothing but amazing, and just he knows what he's doing. He knows how to handle me like men should know how to do. Because if you don't, then you are technically a boy. AK, my ex would be. Classified under. Um, and all that. And so, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And even I've had I've had seizures, of course, throughout my life too, but they were probably more active when I was a kid and growing up till like late childhood, when we were able to get, I mean, at one point in my life, I went under intense. I say intense because it was brain surgery when I was almost 2. So a month before I was 2. So September 4th, 2007. I now know the full. I don't know how I know. I mean, I think I now know it because my mom told me the exact month and date. I knew the year of it, but I did not know the exact month. I mean, I knew sometime September, but I didn't know the exact date in September was happened. Like it happened, but I knew the year and the month because again, my birthday's in October, so it's helpful to go. Oh, sometime September timeline, you know. And so, yeah, so they had to remove most, I mean most, of the right side of my brain. So um, most of the right upper campus of the brain. And that's what my mom says for like if I was in appointments or something. But that was because that was the exact location that they removed like a good chunk of the right in order to control my seizures and have a chance at having a life somehow. Because, I mean, yo, when you have a disability like epilepsy, sometimes for some people, it's questionable on doing things or living a normal lifestyle. And for me, I mean, at first it was like, of course, it was in your head, of course, you go to question and go, is she going to be able to walk? Is she going to be able to, well, I mean, I was able to walk, talk, but is she going to be able to drive on her own without anything happening to her? Is she going to be able to get a job? Is she going to be able to live on her own after her in her adulthood? Is she going to be able to get married? Is she all those things you think about, all those things you would think were like the what ifs kind of a deal. And and then when I went into that brain surgery, doctors literally after that, when I got out, they said a likely they literally said that there was a possible chance that I might not be able to walk, talk, speak, jog, skip, do anything, or even achieve certain milestones at certain points, like graduating high school, um, getting a job, living on my own, um, making friends, going to church, you name it. But y'all, I'm, I'll just say this 20 and a half years later, I'm proud to be saying that I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm doing all the things. I graduated high school 2 years ago, and I'm now dating Lily, the best person that I've known since since sophomore year, which he and I were good friends sophomore year. That's how we knew each other, was from high school. Like I'm literally dating my high school sweetheart, which still feels crazy to believe. And y'all, God's been good to me since then. And y'all, let me just say this: when you've went through something intense and wild like that, it takes a lot of faith in you to, for something you went through, whether if it's that or anything crazier, it takes the faith in you to know that you just went through something crazy. You went through something wild that most people would be shocked and would have questioned themselves of how you did it like that. Because when we all go through seasons, and sometimes y'all, when you go through something, whether if it's a big old surgery, whether if it's trying to figure out something in your life, it takes faith to really figure out, to put the pieces together. And y'all, it took literally 20 like 20 and a half years ago to look back and see how did almost 2-year-old me do that. And I'm now 20, almost 21. So if I were if two if 2-year-old me was now looking back at 20-year-old me, almost 21-year-old me, and she can be asking my adult self, how did I just do that? And if I had to re-say it back to her, and she was like, how did I just do that? What just happened to me? 20-year-old me would just be saying, I did it. It took a lot of faith in me, but with God by my side, all things are possible. At the end of the day, you just have to have faith in yourself and knowing that God's good regardless of what you say, think, do, or speak or know. Because, y'all, in the Bible it says in 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Meaning, when we walk in God's path, we know that we're walking where God wants us. But if we're walking on this side here, we're like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna go here just to avoid. something that could be life changing, but you also could be avoiding something that directly just, you know, do, shocks you and go, oh wow, look at me. If I could have walked this way, I would have been walking into a bad place. But if I just walked here fully and I kept doing what I was told to do just now, like you are doing, I wouldn't have missed a full opportunity that just happened, you know? And let me say this, y'all. A little, I will say this. 2 Corinthians 5:7 is my key number one verse. Probably since high school, aka my senior year. Because y'all, senior year for me was kind of a tough year a little bit. Because I unfortunately transferred schools. It's hard to still think about. Um, it was kind of difficult for me because I unfortunately transferred schools my second semester because we originally were building a house like 2 hours out from where we used to live and everything. And we thought it would be done May, June by the time I graduated. When y'all, builders can sometimes be efficient to the point where it gets done twice as early as you want them to hope, or at least you hoped it wouldn't be done by. And so instead of it being done May, June, it ended up getting done January. So it ended up being done by January 3rd, 2024. And so, and of course, when I heard that a couple months prior that it would be by January, I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, ugh, I was hoping not to hear anything earlier than that, because, and even I was trying to think of everything, and even thinking of everything, of trying not to leave where I used to live, because, I was really hoping I would have graduated with my boyfriend and even a lot of my friends, because, I would have graduated with my boyfriend, but yeah, so unfortunately I had to move that year, which sucked. It was a crazy year, but luckily I still get to see him and all that, and even sometimes a couple friends of mine every once in a while. He's like he's at least, I think, the main person that I've at least seen and all that. And um yeah, just what happened to be just happened to be scrolling by. I don't know. Hey there, Alexander. And yes, praise God's right. Because he's good. He's good in all things, regardless. Especially regardless of what you went through. Because God's with you through tough seasons. And even seasons that you hoped or even you wouldn't have thought wouldn't have happened to you, but did. Like for me, senior year, I really did not want to leave my friends behind and my wife behind, but at the same time, I graduated my high school diploma on May 17th. Why 16th? Why? I don't know why I said 16th. On May 17th. Just crazy. And then, but the best part was I was blessed to go see my boyfriend graduate high school, this same school that I transferred from, and I would have graduated from. And I kind of still call May 28th. That was the day that he graduated. I kind of still call that a day I graduated too, because I felt like I graduated again with him and everyone else by heart, even though I got to witness it firsthand. I mean, with my boyfriend, you only graduate once unless you go to college. But high school, you only graduate once, and that's it. So you've gotta make that moment count. And something. You know what? I'll show you guys actually a couple of little actions from both of our graduations a little bit so you can kind of get an idea. So give me a second to pull up. So man, so it's gonna be a little funny. Give me just a moment. Yeah. I'm getting busy. Oh, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna show it by order actually. So I'll show you guys a little bit of action from my graduation. Then I'll show you guys my boyfriends because, like I said, we were like a week and a half apart from us graduating. Let me see. What's it good? So here's a pic from that. And I'm just trying to get my phone in here to where I can show you. So that's me. May that was literally me May 17th of 2024. And then let's see what else I've got from that day. Me as well. And then me again going up. Y'all sweating when I was going up. I'm not gonna lie. And then me. Got a good bit of me though. And then I'll show you guys my boyfriend's graduation, which was incredible. Let's see. Here's me and him. And then there's another pic of him. It was so funny. I was happening just, you know, I was just so happening to get action right around toward him just to get a pic of him. Because I mean, that's what anyone does when you're at stuff like this. And y'all, the funny and cutest thing was he so happened to be spotting me at one point while I was right. It was so cute. It was literally like he just looked and saw me from a distance. That kind of makes me want to cry thinking about that moment. Ugh. In a good way. Because, oh, that's just too cute. You know? It's good to think about moments like that. It's like, ugh, get that in my head. It's incredible. And then, let's see. What else of him have I not shown to here? I'm trying to see. This is him again down here. Y'all like it how freaking hot he is. Literally, y'all, I was one proud girlfriend that day of him. And I always am a proud girlfriend of him, regardless. Let's see, where else would be good? Oh, here's some more up here. And then up here, so this is me, him, and this is my best friend. Her name's Asia, which she's nice. And she was also a grad with me too, but I had to leave her behind too. And she was a really good friend to me. And I mean, I'm still I mean, y'all, she's my best friend. And, y'all, I'm still gonna be her best friend regardless, whether things like this happen. But yeah, it was me, my boyfriend, and my best friend. All three of us. And y'all, fun fact. So, yeah, I'm gonna hold it at this picture for just a minute so you guys can so I can kind of tell you guys something. So, fun fact here. The dress right here that I'm wearing, because I was actually wearing a dress in this to their graduation. So, fun fact, the dress that's in this photo that I'm wearing, I graduated in that dress. Like, I wore that to my high school graduation, and y'all, the funny fact was when I was back to school shopping that year for that school year, when at one point I saw that dress and I'm like, yo, I was kind of like that one. I'm kind of like that one person. Sometimes when I see something, I'm like, okay, that's cute for this occasion, or oh, that's too cute to get. And y'all, when I saw this, I knew that I'm like, okay, this is cute for graduation. And so I snagged it right there. And it was like the cutest dress ever. And fun fact, my boyfriend and I here, this was also that's also what I wore for our first date. Like our first actual date was the dress. But he wore a different top and everything with that, which that was crazy. Yeah, so that was us three, and that day was incredible. I'm not gonna lie, and just wow, it's crazy. What else have I not shown that? Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys a little throwback too while we're in here. Fun fact: this photo was taken on the first day that we became official 2 years ago. So this was us, September 18th, 2023. So it was late 2023. So it was right around the 2023-2024 school year, aka senior year for the both of us. And that's and I'll show you guys and I'll literally guys will show you now like now photos too. So you can really see because y'all, I swear we've aged so much since then. Like we have aged a lot since this moment. And it's not even funny, it's crazy and all that. And then I'll show you, let's see. So let me come up here. I can show hold up, give me a second. Oh man. Let me come all the way. Let me see, let me get a good pic of me. Because I got too many good decent pics of myself. Like this like y'all, this is me now. So literally that's a before and after of me. Let me get this, I can tell you guys can really see it. Like, y'all, that's crazy. That's crazy how it went from like 17, almost 18-year-old me to 20 and a half, almost 21-year-old me, which I'm not directly 21 yet, but in like 3 months, almost 2 months from now. Just bonkers and everything. And then with him, And then I'll show you guys a now result of AJ2, which is his name, by the way, for those that are trying to remember. Y'all, look at him now. Look at him. Look, y'all, that, like, this is crazy, y'all. Like, literally, he and I both have aged so much since high school. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy to believe that was us in high school, and now, like, where's time going? I'm gonna get up because my back's at least somewhat it's killing me. But yeah, that was us from like high school timeline to now. Crazy and all that, but it's crazy. Can't believe it and all that. And so, um, yeah. But yeah, it's incredible and all that. And so, um, yeah, like, like I said, it's crazy to think how much anyone, not just me and him, can age, but all of us can age. Even what if it was from high school to now, or from like something most recent to now, or within a couple years from now, it's like we we the thing is, y'all, we just look back and go, how was that us this long ago? And look at us now. What? Where did time go? Like, y'all, I'm almost 21. And that, ugh, how? I don't even know how to believe that. I really don't know how to. I was kind of terrified at 20 because I didn't know what 20 was gonna do to me. But then now knowing I'm like 3.5 months out from being 21, God, yeah, I'm a lot more terrified for 21. Like, dear God, don't know what to expect. It's crazy. But, yeah. Hey there, Roots. How you doing? Welcome back. But yeah, it was pretty crazy, y'all. And so, and for some of you coming in here, mind me sounding a little funny here. I have been sick with a cold for most of the week. And so, it's one of those things. And all of that, like my throat's been hurting. I've felt like crap most of the week since Sunday. And, you know, and even I've had a cough too. And I mean, right now, update wise, I'm not terribly bad, but it's still like not the best. Right now, like my throat's not really hurting, but of course I still am losing my voice occasionally and all that. But it doesn't really feel like it's. I mean, and I still do have a cough that kind of comes and goes. So we're not fully out of the woods yet, but I will say it's not terrible. Like, it's not nearly as terrible, but luckily I have been resting like crazy, taking naps a good bit on some of the days, and rested in my ability, and took a good minute or so, a good chunk of the day, and just rested and lay down and just not went crazy. And I actually took work off this week as well, because even because y'all, Monday and Wednesday I cannot, because those are the days I work, and even what I did anyway was I set in my alarm anyway just to see how I would do, because I would hate to not set it and me feel better, be like, oh shoot, I'm late my shift, kind of a deal. So it's still good to still play it as if you're waking up, but then just see how you feel. And yeah, literally, I called out sick and just let my boss know on Monday, and another coworker picked it up Wednesday and gave her a rundown and just said, hey, just to let you know, I'm not going to be able to make it into my shift and all that because I'm still not feeling great. And um, on Wednesday, I could tell I knew someone different that was at the front. Whether if it was one of my coworkers that I started to know, or if it was someone else. But yeah, and so anywho, that's just what's going on there. But yeah, let me. Oh, my back. Good grief. Let me. Sorry, I was racing my today's portion of my boyfriend's work schedule because I do have a system that I do with me, him, and one of my friends. Since well, right now it's back. Well, right now it's just me and him, but I mean, it's also my friend too. But with her current job she's had, that I don't know what it is with um with the place she works at right now, but I don't know what management's doing with her dating schedule. But management can do crazy things sometimes. And I'll speaking of previous experience and all that. Like for example, she's I think went like 2 weeks or so of not working because for some reason they have not been doing the best of their job to let her know, hey, here's your schedule for the days you work, you know, unlike my boyfriend and me. And I mean, with he's got where my boyfriend and best friend both work at. They both have a system that they know, okay, I work this day, this day, this day, or I work this day, then we know for next time. With me, I know my system. I have a system too, but it's not like how theirs is. Like it's the best way to even describe it is it's kind of in my head. I say old fashioned because with us we don't have, because with some places or you would have an app that would have all the data on it or go onto the company's site and sign in on your half and it will tell you from there and you'll get alerts and all that. With me, what I did was me and the manager, we just went and selected days. I told him days I would be able to work and couldn't. And so we went and narrowed it down to be like, hey, does Monday, Wednesday work? I'm like, yes, it does. So that's how I know my days is I do 2 days out of the full work week. So for 4 hours. So basically, so really altogether, I work like 8 hours altogether. If I did the math for 2 days, with it being each week and then you keep adding it, it's literally 8 hours all together. So it's literally as if I'm working my boyfriend's hours. Because his hours are bonkers. Like, his can be one time one day, and then the next day it can switch. So it's not like, okay, you have a certain time window that you're always working from, you know? And it sometimes gets confusing, but unless if you have it written down in front of you or something, or a way to remember, okay, he works this time to this time. Like, what I have him do is send me screenshots of the of like a good half of his schedule that he has, and I write it down on my whiteboard so it helps me out to go, okay, if I forgot what days he work again or when's his next day off, then it helps me out to go, okay, he's off this day or he works this day. And with my own self, it's the same way because who knows, even if you know, there's, I'm not saying that there could be a moment where I forget my own schedule, because a lot can happen at once. And it's still good to write your own schedule down too, regardless, because you never know what's going to happen in a day and how crazy it gets. And, all that. And so, yeah, so basically, that's what I do. As I keep it up that way. So, I know that, okay, I work this time to this time, or my boyfriend works this hour to this hour of the day. And then he's off tomorrow or something. But it's good to have something, at least in place to where, something. And it, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can just be a simple, okay, the day that you work, or your friend works, or anyone that works that you want to know and you want to keep up with, whatever it be, um, your partner, your friend, anybody. Or if you're trying to remember, oh, what is so and so work, write it down. And it keeps so much in place. Like I'm telling you. Hey there, Kenneth. I think you're new, or you're returning. I don't know, your name just sounds so familiar. I mean, I get so many people in here, so it's always sometimes hard to tell. Not every single person, but one or two people. Because, either some people might have maybe the same name as each other, and I'm like, oh, are you new or are you returning? Because, I get some, okay, see, I knew it. See, look, y'all look at me. That's how well I've done all these 6 years and all that. Welcome back, Kenneth. I could tell you were returning, because I'm like, I think you're returning one of my returning subscribers. I get so many new people in here, so sometimes it always gets a little tricky to keep up sometimes. So there's sometimes I'm having to double check one or two people, because some people can have the same name or see them under a certain user that you think of someone else by that might have that user or similar naming to it, you know. And so welcome back, Kenneth. Hopefully you're doing well and all that. Oh my god, my back. Good grief. I swear it is either my scoliosis or what. God, sit down. Good grief, y'all. That's great. Give me a minute. You know what? I'm gonna put this heating pad on it. Doing my back. Yeah, I'm 20. It's kind of ridiculous to think that off the top of my head. Because I don't know, it feels crazy when it's younger people also getting the pains when you're not like old age. But, you know, it happens to everybody. So, it kind of feels crazy. So, um, yeah. Hey there, Bob. I see that. I think you're new here as well. My dad works for Xbox. Oh, that's cool. That Bob. Nice. Give me a second, y'all. I'm just getting my heating pad onto my back. So give me just a moment to adjust my pillows to comfort level. So give me a second. It's one of those. Oh, here we go. Now it's just getting it turned on. Alright. And so, anyway. Okay, sorry you guys, I was turning my heating pad on. But, yeah, so now we're a lot more comfortable. And, y'all, I don't know. I feel like my back could be hurting. I feel like my back could be hurting. If I had to think, I don't know, maybe it could be that my scoliosis is, like, I can really feel it or something, or what. And for some of you that don't know me, but that don't know this about me, I was diagnosed with scoliosis at the age of either 13 or 14 and found out at 13 or 14 that I stopped growing. That I actually fully growed and stopped completely at 5'3". At, I think it's 14, I think. Like I said, it's, I think 13 or 14, but I can't remember on the top of my head, but I'm trying to remember. It might, I don't know. Like I said, it's a 50-50 of trying to remember. Yo, I'm 20. It's been a good 7 to 6 years from my own knowledge to even remember little stuff that far. You know? And so, it's always hard to keep track of stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, it's either 13 or 14. It might be 14. I might have found out that news, but yeah. I'll have to, like I said, I'll have to look back and see. But, excuse me. Yeah. And also, for those of you that are just now coming in, mind me sounding a little crazy too. I have been sick with a cold for most of the week, and we all know how that goes. But, I mean, I feel like right now it's not nearly as terrible, but it's still, like, not best shape. Because with me, it's been a sore throat, losing my voice, to coughing occasionally, and all the things. And even at one point, leg pain at one point. But, but I think now at this point, it's just low voice, occasional cough here and there. I was sneezing at one point a bunch, like constantly. And all that. And even just not really feeling, and just feeling miserable, like it does to you. And so, yeah, so really with a cold, all you can do about it is just rest. And all that. Because even y'all before that, I even tested myself for COVID as well, just to see if it was. Luckily, it wasn't. Thank goodness. And so, So I was like, okay, you know what? It's an ain't cold then because that's just, you know, just out of my own thoughts. Because, and y'all, it didn't feel like allergies or anything because, you know, in my thoughts, especially if I looked back, because, and the thing is, y'all, even I was taking Zyrtec a good couple days too, and even that wasn't doing much because symptoms would still go back regardless, and it just didn't make sense. So, like, you know what? Is it ain't cold then? Because, you know, cold ugh, will make it feel awful. And even, y'all, even I still remember a year ago, I kicked off the first week of the year with a cold, and it sucked. I think it was like a year or two, and it sucked me. I'm not gonna lie, like it does. And so, um, yeah, because the first like 3 days, and get this, y'all, my boyfriend was with me as well when it started. But the first 3 days, it was more of just low voice, and that was it. And it was weird because I was just talking low like this and all that. But the odd part was I felt fine other than that. Like, I still had the energy in me to do stuff and, you know, just be me. But it wasn't to the point where I was like, ugh, I feel awful kind of a deal. And, yeah, and it wasn't until day 4, like evening of day 4, that it went downhill. And luckily, my boyfriend was home on, like, I think day 4, or even after. I think he might have went home on day 3. I can't remember, but I think it was day 3 that he was home, luckily. So, luckily, he was home before all the chaos happened and all that. And so, yeah, it was crazy with me. And so, it's pretty crazy. Excuse me. Gosh. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so, um, yeah, anyway. Um, yeah. And so, but yeah, right now I'm just relaxing right now, and I just got a heating pad on my back, and, you know, just letting that help my back calm down a little bit, because, you know, y'all, the thing is, pains or pain doesn't have, you don't have to be, you're not, like, the thing is with pains like that, you don't always have to be old age for it to occur. You, y'all can literally be, anyone can literally just be my age or even below that, and just be like, ugh, why is my back killing me, or why is something killing me when it should be an old person feeling that kind of deal, you know, you know. And so, yeah, it's one of those. Oh my gosh, now I'm getting, oh my god, now I'm getting a headache now. Ugh. And again, side effects do it. Great, yay. Mm. And you know that was a sarcastic yay. Don't even act like I just made that up. So great. Epileptic side effects are doing it to me. Oh my god, and I don't even want to get up. And then I don't even want to get up and take a dang Motrin. Just because I'm way too comfortable in my dang heating pad right now. I mean, I mean, I bet a lot of us have that. I mean, I bet there's a lot of us on here that has that exact same feeling too. When you're comfortable and it could just be you're just sitting down, relaxing, doing nothing, or you're just sitting there just on your phone, whatever. Or you can be like me and sitting down with the heating pad somewhere, whether it's your back or your stomach or anywhere that's killing you at. And next thing you know, another body part of you is wanting to function, is wanting to act out at the worst time. So, and also that's one thing with my epilepsy too, y'all, is I also get really bad side effects. So I get really bad headaches and dizzy spells due to my meds, but it's only the side effects that does it too, but not seizure related and all that. And so, um, like, you know, and, and with and if it's a headache, all I do about it is take a Motrin and lay down, relax, and let it do its course. But if it's a dizzy spell, so if it's a dizzy episode, just sit down or lay down and let it slow down and get it manageable until um until it like is done. Because y'all, even again, you don't have to be old age to also get dizzy out of nowhere. You can also be young as heck and get them too. Like for example, y'all can be my age and get all of it happening to you. And because y'all even as young people, certain parts of us will act out for no reason either and just drive us nuts and be like, why? You know? What if it's caused by a medical condition or if it's just automatic? You know? Like with headaches and dizzy spells, for example, that is by my brain surgery I had years ago. But a lot of it's also side effect related too, as well. And it makes me nuts sometimes. And all that. But um and I mean even fun fact, I've already had maybe two maybe 2 to 3 dizzy spells already at work already. But within like different time zones already. And all that. Um and so yeah. But yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those. But anywho, yeah. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's just what's going on there. Oh, let's let it do its course and all that. But yeah. So um yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Ugh. But yeah. So anyway, y'all, I've been on here for a good while, and I think I'm gonna get up because I'm starting to really not feel good. And I mean, I've not felt good all day, but even I've not felt good all week for half of the week. But my head is really killing me, and even I'm starting to kind of get a little dizzy too, which is again side effect based. I do show you guys real reality, and not just the good sides, because I'm someone who actually stays true to you guys, and not anyone who is trying to hide stuff, because everyone else just does not show hints or even little snippets of actual reality that happens behind the camera. Because people don't realize, oh, how do they have their life put together? Y'all, no one does not have their life put together. I don't even have my own life put together either. And that's normal. They People just do that just to make others jealous and think, oh, this is what it should look like. But really, they just choose to record on their good days and not their bad days. With me, I kind of do both. Because, I show you guys true full disclosure of little parts just to show that we're not even, we don't even have it together. And we can be teens, adults, and try to figure out, do we even have it together? Or are we just going through it? Because you could be an adult trying to figure out what's happening in your own life there, what you're going through. You could be a teenager and trying to figure out, why is this thing not happening to me? Or some people could be like me, and if you're someone like me who's got a medical condition, and it's like, why do I still go through the pain even if, I still show you guys a little bit, just so you guys know that for anyone who's looked at others and go, how do they have the best lifestyle when we don't? No one does not. No one doesn't, I swear. So for anyone who even ever looks at that and tries to ask themselves that, no one does not. Even they don't. Because they go through stuff too. They go through stuff too, regardless of what you think of all of it, and all the things. But anyway, but see, I can't even speak. It's fine. But anyway, I'm not going to get off here, y'all. But I will be back. Maybe maybe the next day I'll be back on here is either on um, either either Saturday or maybe in a couple of days. I'll just see. But I'll see you guys.